After Feng takes a moment to rest, He walks up to him and notes that what he did is nothing short of incredible. Feng tells him that he's extremely lucky once again, as the boss has dropped a rare skill book for cursemancers, but He thinks that, even with this luck, he still won't be able to help after all. Seeing that Feng is an expert in these types of things, he asks him to teach him about the cursemancer class and how to play it, as he wants to get stronger and help when the time comes. Feng agrees and asks what his point allocation is in. He explains that he put everything in intelligence, as most people do that. Feng hits him in his forehead and notes that is not the way to go, even if the cursemancer is damage class. Only 5 minutes ago, a gigantic axe wanted to end his life, but he didn't move an inch. Did he perhaps forget? He agrees that he almost died there without doing anything, and Feng notes that if he hadn't graciously saved him, he would have been sent back to town. Anyways, there's no point to him dealing tons of damage if he's dead, so he should invest a portion of his points into agility, as it not only helps at movement speed, but it also increases his casting speed. When they finish that conversation, Feng announces that the chieftain dropped tons of items, so there's a robe he can get too, besides this rare skill book. It holds the skill Evil Whip that binds the target in a fixed area and deals damage to them if they try to escape. He is very glad to own this and asks if it's not the same as his Abyssal Bind. Feng explains that even if they work the same, they have different casting times, with his skill taking 3 seconds to cast, so he must predict his enemy and their movements from now on. With that, they both get equipped, Feng with the leather armor and black iron, and He with the violet blood leggings and violet blood robe. A nice set. Eventually, they make it back to the forge, and Master Jack congratulates Feng for completing his task. Truly, he is worthy of inheriting his forging techniques. The system rewards him with basic forging, the forging genius talent, and additionally, 10 refinement steel. He asks what forging genius does, as it sounds very powerful, but Feng notes that when one successfully forges something, they have a chance to gain 2 proficiency points. He finds it disappointing. However, Feng tells him to not underestimate 2 points, as one would need 1,000 of them to advance from an apprentice to an intermediate. Additionally, forging common items only gives 1 proficiency point. This talent, forging genius, can reduce the time and money one spends on advancing their forging skill by a ton, so it's very useful, even if he doesn't see it now. He kind of gets it, as it sounds incredible when he explains it, so he asks Feng to forge him some equipment sometime, since he will probably have to do it anyway. Feng explains that even though he has acquired the skill, he still needs blueprints in order to create anything. This makes him think about the Deathly Forest, as that place will drop bronze-tier equipment blueprints. Beginners need tons of equipment, and he will be able to deal with 2 things at a time by leveling his forging and making money. With that, they get ready to leave. But just as they are about to get out, the master notices the sword he has, and notes that if that blade really is a magic weapon, it is imbued with a vile and evil curse. Additionally, now that he looks better at him, the curse has already started to seep into his body, and he will soon receive backlash from it. However, this is his first time seeing such a weapon in all of his years as a smith, so may he see it just for a little bit. Feng thinks that this must be some type of hidden quest, and so he gives it to him. Master Jack carefully wields the blade, and explains that this is a famous sword, forged by the very renowned craftsman Eleceed, from the fang of the Black Dragon King. It ranks 31st among the 36 famous swords in God's domain, and the Black Dragon King's fang has given this sword with incredible power. However, it also has an evil curse in it. Sometimes this sword causes a heavy backlash on the user, and if they are unable to suppress it, they will fall prey to the Black Dragon King's curse and get all of their attributes halved permanently. Unfortunately for him, it seems that the backlash effect has already started. Feng asks if there's any way to get rid of this curse, but Jack says that there is no real way to break the curse. He can only offer a method to weaken it, but this will require something of equally great power. He must go and find the lucky stones, the only things that can help him resist the curse. However, these types of stone are exceedingly rare, and just randomly getting one is up to fate in this situation. Feng then tells He to give him the stone he has, which apparently is the lucky stone, leaving Jack truly awestruck, noting that he really is extraordinary. Feng thinks that in his past life, after God's domain went live, these extremely rare, yet utterly useless stones were collectively renamed Lucky Stones, and the demand for them increased by a large margin. He notes that they will have to bother him once again, but Jack doesn't see it as a bother, as he is truly honored to work on such a strong magical weapon with his own hands. He puts the lucky stone on the forge and gets to work forging it into the sword, with extreme carefulness. Eventually the blade is done, and now there is only a 10% chance of the curse activating, much better than the previous chance rate, judging by Jack's attitude. Feng thanks him for his hard work and leaves, but not before Jack can bow down to him, as this was truly an experience worth remembering. When they're walking away, Feng receives a message from Lonely Snow, the warrior guy he met in the town hall, and he also told him about the monster hunting spot. He tells Feng that his 3 friends and him have reached level 2. Does he want to join them in the Deathly Forest, perhaps? Feng explains that with his Cursemancer friend, they make a party of 6, and he also knows a beta tester, so he knows tons of things about the Deathly Forest. Lonely Snow agrees to have him be the leader, and also agrees to his condition, that all swordsman and Cursemancer equipment be given to them, no matter what. Feng tells Hei that they have been invited to a dungeon, so they should go. But Hei wonders why take other people in the first place. Couldn't they just do it by themselves? Feng explains that the Deathly Forest is a party dungeon. They need a minimum number of participants to get in. Plus, this will increase their chances of success, so it's fine. Eventually they arrive at the dungeon meeting place, where tons of players are already gathered, looking for a good party. Lonely Snow manages to find them through the crowd, and thanks Feng for the hunting place he recommended, as he has easily grinded to level 2. His friends had to grind a lot to get to level 2, so with him in charge, they will clear this extremely easily. They arrive at his friend's meeting location, and just when they are about to form a party, they notice that he's only level 1, and they naturally get mad, as he expected them, the actual carries, to give him the swordsman and Cursemancer equipment. Does he think that they are dumb? The tank gets up and close while picking his nose, and asks him, why is he still level 1 despite the server being open for a long time? Is he that weak? The mage also gets in his case, as he cannot believe that someone so arrogant wanted to order them on how they should raid the dungeon. Does he have no shame? Seeing how the situation changed, both Hei and Feng leave the party. As it's not wise to spend more time on these guys, they will not see the reason if he explains it. Lonely still doesn't like this, and dumps his friends in order to go with Feng. His friends warn him that the guy is most definitely a scammer, and that he will come to regret it, but he ignores them. He comes close to Feng and notes that he wants to join the party, which Feng accepts, and Hei notes that he has amazing judgment and he promises that he will not be disappointed with his choice. Feng tells Hei to take his staff out and cast every special option he has. He does just that, and announces that they have an expert here, who is waiting for more players. Lonely's friends still think that he's a scammer, and that he has no shame. What arrogance, to claim that he's an expert. And he's just level 1. One of them still decides to look, and spots that the Cursemancer is equipped to the brim with very good loot. The mage of the party tells them that the Cursemancer was level 3, all of this time, which he apparently did not want to tell earlier. However, even if the Cursemancer was good, his friend would have still been a burden, so they get the idea to bribe him to their side, as surely he will accept if they let him pick up all of the mage equipment. They try just that, but Hei brushes them off instantly. He even flips them off, showing that they have lost their chance a long time ago. More and more people gather to form the party with Feng, but the moment they see that he's level 1, they brush him off, which makes Lonely think that it won't be easy to take in new members. Suddenly, everyone rushes away, and their eyes are filled with hearts as White Snow, accompanied by her teammates, Zhao and Xiao, arrive. The men around her fall to their knees at her sight, but Feng recognizes her and wonders what she's doing here. Hei is also mesmerized by her beauty, until Feng wakes him up with a single powerful punch. The other men try to form a party with them, but Zhao notices that most of them are not even good players, just beginners. Naturally, Lonely's friends also try to make them team up, but their seduction skills really need improving, as nobody would accept their incessant asking. Zhao chooses to shut them up by intimidating them, but this only makes them admire her even more. Eventually, she makes all of them steer away. But Feng expected this, as in his previous life, Zhao was known as the Flame Witch, and he recalls a moment where she was harassed by the guildmaster of the Central Plains Guild, and as a result, The 10,000-member guild was destroyed overnight. The guildmaster was constantly slain by Zhao, and Hiwa dropped back to level 0, making him never set foot in God's domain ever again. Feng and White Snow make eye contact, and she feels that he's different somehow. Zhao thinks that he's just trying to be mysterious, like some other men do, but White Snow ignores her and goes up to him, so they have no choice but to follow. Zhou asks how he dares even attempt going in the deathly forest with only 1 level to his name, but Feng defends himself as if he is searching for members. It goes to show that he has a way to clear the dungeon. Would they like to join their party? Zhou instantly gets on his case, but White Snow tells her to calm down, as even if he is level 1, the Cursemancer next to him is equipped with 3 bronze rank items, so he definitely has some talent. Additionally, that weapon he has is quite mysterious, but Zhou thinks that it's just a piece of junk, so she asks him, what kind of strategy does he have for the dungeon, as Deathly Forest has never been cleared by anyone before. Feng notes that he got his info from the closed beta test, which puzzles White Snow, as she hasn't heard of any leaks. And Zhou calls him out, as he must be lying. Feng notes that it's up to them, but he will give everyone here a piece of advice. The Deathly Forest doesn't have that many tough enemies, so the real killer is getting lost in it, as it is filled with traps. And if one was to get super lost, they would have to eliminate themselves in order to respawn. They all think it's bull, but Feng tells them to ask the respawn players and see if it's real or not. Seeing that he is quite informative and has a cool head, White Snow accepts his party invitation, which causes the mage girl to blush for some reason. Zhou still doesn't trust him, but there's nothing she can do now, and their party is formed, much to everyone's dismay. Hei thanks him for bringing such pretty and powerful women to their party, and so they all get into the portal, where they are presented with 3 difficulty options. When they finally enter, the system announces that the Hell difficulty was chosen, much to everyone else's surprise, except Feng, who naturally was the one who chose this option. Hei can't believe that he would choose something so dangerous, and Zhang thinks that he's trying to screw them over, but Feng calms them down, as he is confident that they will succeed. Lonely asks what path to take, and Feng tells him to follow, as they can get lost easily. Xiao notices that they are moving away, and White Snow says that they should trust them, this time at least. In his past life, the first people to conquer the Deathly Forest were the Shadow Guild, who sent hundreds of members to explore the area, and the result was a map that showed a total of 36 paths, but only 3 of those lead to the first boss. While walking, White Snow notices that he chose the path with the least enemies, as they passed patrol after patrol of monsters, and they were able to evade them every time. Zhao asks why not fight them, and Feng explains that mobs do not drop anything good here, so there's no reason to consume resources. Hei notices a clearing in front of them, and thinks that this is the boss area. But when they go there, there's nothing, just an empty clearing. Suddenly, the earth begins to shake, and Feng tells everyone to get ready, as the boss is about to come out. He does just that, and jumps out of the ground in a powerful fashion, and lands down. This is Wilmy, a night rabbit with a dark attitude. It likes to welcome humans with a warm bloodbath. Naturally, this bath is drawn from their own blood, and he likes to eat their meat afterwards. Feng tells them to not be intimidated, as they are surely ready for this moment, and White Snow gets in front, ready to protect Xiao. Feng asks her to keep playing the role of tank, and tells Xiao to not pull too much aggro from the mob. The role of tank is played by those who have a class that has high defense and health. Their responsibility is to make the monsters focus on them, while the other players attack from behind. But the attackers should be careful too, as if they pull too much aggro, they will be the ones attacked by the boss. Feng promises to give the clearest instructions possible, but suddenly, Lonely charges in without a thought in his mind.